That may be a Native American artifact. Man, I do not know what that is. Came out to check on our main creek today. Check that out. That's a limb that washed out. You can see a bag up on that side and where the water has raised extensively. It looks nice and milky. Definitely not something that we can get in today, but guess what? About 2 to 3 days when this water drops, we should be back on the bottles. Thank goodness for a good rain this weekend. It's going to make a huge difference. We'll get back with you in a couple days whenever the water drops. Alright, while we're waiting on the other creek to get unchocolatey, if you will, or unmuddy, decided to go to this other creek that my brother-in-law told me about. And he had been seeing some glass sticking out and a few other things, and asked me if I could come check it out and let him know if any of it's any good or if it's old enough to be worth any money. So we're gonna find out. As soon as I got into this creek, right on the other side of that log right there, something big splashed. And I looked up real quick and it was a doe. Deer jumped out. It scared me a little bit. I was like, man, what in the world? So we'll get to walking down through here, see what we see. I see a little bit of glass right away. Not sure if it's going to be old enough or not here. The houses in the surrounding area are from about the 1930s, so it may not be quite old enough to be worth a ton of money, but you just never know. So we're going to take a look. Check this out, abandoned on the creek bank. Just had a tree fall on it. That's terrible. Looks like it was an old panel wagon. My brother-in-law told me there was an old car back here. Oh man. Check this out. Man, is that a jailer car? Look at how the rear windows are barred. That is weird. That sucks that tree fell on it. It just crushed where the windshield was. Man. Sitting here abandoned on a creek bank. That's a shame. That is a shame. Here's all the bottles sticking out of the wall. I think that he was talking about. They all look to be a little bit too modern. Yep, federal law prohibits use. Yep, these are just a little bit too new. These are probably 40s, 50s, 60s, in that general area. That looks like that was a ball mason jar piece. It's not quite old enough for what we're looking for, but you got to follow up on these leads because you never know when you'll run across something good. I mean, it'd have been my luck. I'd have said, no, I'm not going to go check it out, and it would have been a coke hutch. That's all right, though. I appreciate him telling me about it. Really is amazing what 24 hours can do. Just like that, the Chocolate Milk Creek is clear and ready to be walked. Let's go find some bottles. Can't tell what this is right here, guys. We're gonna find out together. Oh, that's a clock. There's the winder on the back. Still got part of the glass front on it. Cannot tell how old it is, but you see right there, that would have been where you could have wound it up. It's definitely interesting. Guess we'll take that with us. Just picked this one up. That's an Elephant Bottling Works. That's not an Elephant Steam. So that's different than the one that I found out here before. It looks like it may have been the squatty variant. I'm not too far from where I found an elk hutch, so makes me wonder if a barrel was dumped right here and that's why there's so much good glass or what. I don't know, but man, it sure does get my hopes up. It's a nice big jug top right here. Y'all see it sticking out? Let's see. Nice and broke. Oh man. Still a pretty good sized piece for the creek. For whatever reason, these jugs never did last in here. I guess they were just too big to take the abuse from the rocks and the wash. It's alright though. Never know when we'll run across a mini jug. I'm fairly confident that that's a piece of Native American pottery. Looks like that it's been fired, which is definitely interesting because I've never found any artifacts here before. So maybe I'm on a new stretch right here where there was a camp or something. Definitely interesting. Got something white down here. Ooh. I do not know what that is. That's a rock. But that's gotta be man-made. That's too perfectly square not to be. That may be a Native American artifact. Man, I do not know what that is. I mean, I guess they could have been rubbing something like this right here. I have no clue. Y'all leave me a comment and let me know what this thing is, because I don't have a clue, but I'm pretty sure that's Native American. Wow. See if anybody's at home. Oh, he was somebody's lunch. That's alright though. Still a pretty nice little shell. Might take that one out with me. New or old? That is the question. Ooh. It is new. A new ketchup. Oh, fail. Here's an interesting one that I just pulled out. Nashville Pure Milk Company. Got a different shape to it. Let's see if it's got anything on the bottom. It does have a few things. It's probably a 40s, 50s, or 60s bottle, but I'll take it and keep it just because it's got a cool shape. Looks like another milk bottle down here. Let's see. Let the water clear. Goodness. Probably a big orange juice bottle. Definitely not what I was looking for. So yeah, I walked around the creek and it never makes you feel good when you go to get out. And this wasn't where I went in at. Danger, trapping in progress. So what were they trapping? I don't have a clue. But I was right back there with it. Probably a beaver or something. Probably wasn't nothing to really worry about. But still, quite funny. Alright guys, for 2 days in a row I've been striking out on the creek and I'm pretty much sick of it. So I'm going to meet up with Clayton now and we're going to check out a new dump. We've got a lead on a dump that's at a turn-of-the-century iron ore mine. Now, we've got a map that pinpoints exactly where it is. It's just a matter of if it's still there or if it's been cleaned up. We're not for sure yet. So, if y'all stick in there for just a second and we'll get back with you whenever we get to the mine. We have an old map that is in our possession that is showing a miner's camp that sat here that lasted from about 1880 all the way into the 1930s. Now the map that we have is from the 1930s, and I know that that's not exactly Hutch era, but what we're hoping is that the map is referencing all the way back into the 1880s because it actually has the trash dump pinpointed. Now we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, up on a mountain, had to lock it in 4-wheel drive to get up here this morning, so we really don't know what's going to be down here. We think that it's going to be about a 2/10 of a mile walk straight through the woods in that direction. So let's get to it. Alright, the very first thing that sticks out is this. It looks like a gully or a wash, and we're thinking that this may have been an original road that just led to a ton of erosion over the last 100 years. Now the very first thing that sticks out that isn't really exciting for us because we thought that this was going to be a surface dump is the fact that all of these trees that you were looking at are very small, not mature trees, meaning that this was logged probably sometime within the last 30 to 40 years. Now, the reason that makes us not excited is the fact that if it was a surface dump and all of those big tractors rolled across everything, anything that was in there could possibly be broke. So we're hoping for the best, but at this point you can't really tell until we get down here and see if we can find something. Now we're hoping to see a big piece of iron or something like that sticking out. We didn't really bring our probes with us today because today is the first day of scouting this area, and it's a good size area. It's probably at least 50 or 100 acres. So I don't know if we'll be able to pinpoint it today or not, but like I said, we do have our fingers crossed. I don't know if y'all can tell, that's a road going up that way, and we are off a very, very large embankment. Now when they mined this place, they were mining up on the ridge up there, and that's where the horse and wagon trail that we came up is up on top of that ridge. So they could have dumped the trash directly off of that bank and it could have rolled down here. But with this road coming down in here, if it's not a modern logging road, it's really hard to tell. There's a good possibility that there could be stuff down here where they actually drove the horse and cart down here. We'll have to find out. You can see Clayton, he's way out in front of us. We'll have to find out though. Check that out. The skull looks like to a dog. Been there for a while. Ew. That was ugly, wasn't it? Looks like that could have been a pit bull. Hard to say with that very pronounced brow. He didn't make it far though. We've made it to the second ridge and we're getting close to where the dot on the map is. Thankfully the brushy stuff is kind of cleared out a little bit. You can see that the ridge drops back down, then goes back up again there. So it could be in that valley right there, or in that sink. We'll have to see. What do you say? Can you tell how old it is? Oh yeah, we're starting to get into some trash. That is old. Nice. Nice. All right, that's the first old piece of trash that we've seen. Stumbled across, looks like a green field here. We're getting closer down to where the houses are in this area, and we don't want to really get down onto their property, but here's an insulator that is getting us close to the age bracket. That could be 30s or 40s. It's really hard to say. It's definitely a good sign though. I guess we'll keep going in this direction. Check this out right here. Oh, looks like a big basin bowl. Definitely turned. I don't know how old it is though. It looks pretty old, doesn't it?
It looks like it's green glaze for sure.
Huh. Man, just as soon as we stop finding stuff, all of a sudden just one little piece will rear its head and... Ooh, did y'all hear that gunfire?
That happened twice. Dump truck probably.
Yeah, hopefully a dump truck. All right, I guess we'll start heading back up the hill, see if we find anything on the way back to the truck. Well, we don't see anything. Definitely, yeah, it could be below the ground. It could have been scraped off during logging. There's multiple things that could have happened, I guess. It's just part of being out exploring and searching for these sites. Check that out. That looks like somebody put that there.
Oh yeah, they definitely did.
Huh.
Could pop somebody who's around the floor.
Yeah, that's a clothesline right there. I didn't want somebody coming through here, which means that we probably don't need to be here. Guess we'll go back up this way. Well, guys, it was a bust, but I will.
As we figured out, we're not in very good shape.
Yeah, we're in terrible shape. Digging season's been over, and we've been in creeks and working and doing everything but digging. So now we're sitting here huffing and puffing, going, man alive, we're out of shape. But right down through here is that big bank. We're wondering if it was just a scattered dump that was dumped off of the ravine right here. If that's the case, there won't be a large concentration. It'll just be scattered down this entire thing. So what we'll probably do is bring some garden rakes back. But for now, we're gonna close the case on this one until we come back when it's cooler and we're in better shape. All right, guys, I know this video is kind of all over the place, but sometimes that happens. When you're out hunting for different types of treasure like we are, not always necessarily bottles, you're kind of just really kind of going by the feel of the way things are. The weather's a big factor with the heat or whether the creeks are up or down. All of that stuff comes into play. So every week we have a video, but that doesn't mean that every week we're going to find something awesome. This week it may not have seemed like we found something awesome, but to me, this right here is pretty dang cool. I still don't have an answer for this. I posted this on a Facebook group called Artifact Addictions, and they have like 70,000 people on it. I questioned what it was to see if anybody would be able to answer the question as to what it is, because like I said, I don't have a clue. Now I had a bunch of people respond. I had responses all the way from it could be part of a coke oven brick, which it doesn't look like a coke oven brick to me, to it could be a Celt axe, which would be an Indian axe. Now it's kind of a thick piece to be an axe, I had one guy say that it could have been used to finish pottery. They could have took this and rubbed it over top of the pottery. Now for me, like I said, I don't know what it is, but I know what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use it to hold this bottle right here. So it's going to end up being a bottle holder for me in my display case. Either way, I got it out of the creek. I'm excited to have it regardless of what it is. If you have a clue, please drop me a comment below because like I said, it's still to be determined. The post has been up on Facebook in front of 70,000 people for 3 days now, and there's still not a definitive answer. In either case, I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please consider it.